the blind, a sign of the giant. Out of sight, out of mind, the blind leading the blind, leading the blind, a sign of the giant. Out of sight, out of mind, the blind leading the.
Oh, you didn't know? Well, you better reach out and tell somebody. Share the link, share the live. Let everybody know that the Value of Wrestling is back live right here on YouTube, ready to potty after last night's biggest event. Woo! What a time! What a time! My only question is on several levels, who's the freak next? Who's next to come on the podcast? Who's next to join us on the IWCP, the Independent Wrestling Podcast, every Thursday, where we talk completely and utterly about everything going on in independent wrestling? First, you had the SPW Heavyweight Champion, and now, the new number one contender to the ugly Dojo Heavyweight title, the one and only Dark Fox, Olumide, the Obsidian Adonis himself.
Wait.
And then, of course, this last Thursday, right before this big event, we had Big Ugly himself, JD Bishop, who is joining us this Thursday. Somebody step up. Somebody take the opportunity to get their name out there, because we want to talk to you. Reach out to us, because Thursday's still unbooked. Yes, we're going to be live Thursday after Christmas, doing another IWCP, talking about everything independent wrestling, because there's still some shows going on before the end of the year. We won't be going to them, but there's still some big opportunities to catch some great shows before the end of the year. And then we're going to blast into January 2025. It's going to be a barn burner. It's going to be a fun time. Thank you for joining us tonight. Make sure you hit that like button. Join in the conversation below. Tell us how you're feeling. Tell us how you're doing. Let's get this party started like it's going out of style. How you feeling, Mr. Z?
Well, yeah. I'm sore.
Oh, I bet you're sore. And if you haven't seen, go back on the channel after this show and check out another name that's signed into the Choppy Hall of Fame, the biggest, ugliest chop of this holiday season. You took it. A thunderous chop.
Oh, yeah.
Sounded like thunder. That is for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Go check out that video. It's live on the channel.
Why not take a chop from the man? Yeah, I was going to say, why not take a chop from the man that trained so many superstars that are out there right now?
So many legendary names.
Be in Japan. Legendary names and names that are all over the place right now currently.
Yeah.
Why not take a chop from that man?
Yeah. There's somebody that man's connected to over in Japan right now that I think has made the list.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And then, not just that. I mean, and then not just that, but just all the young talent last night that put on just a beautiful show.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it was an amazing show. We got some great footage. We got to filter through it, clean it up a little bit. We weren't able to live stream it due to technical difficulties and internet issues, and everything kind of just said, blah. But hey, that's okay. We're going to talk about everything this week in professional wrestling. We're going to get updated. We're going to get ready for the week coming. It's the holiday season. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Happy holiday. Happy Hanukkah. Happy whatever holiday you're going to be celebrating this holiday season. And get ready for a big bang and happy new year. Next week, we're going to be here. We're going to be live with the weekly roundup, which will be the yearly roundup podcast. We're going to talk about everything that's been wrestling in 2024. And ladies and gentlemen, 2024 was only the rumbling. It was only the precursor. It was only the micro earthquake to let you know the big one's coming, because 2025, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be rocking like a hurricane. It's going to be big. Everything coming in 2025 is going to be something special. It's getting bigger, better, and better than ever, and so many things going down. And of course, dates like January 19th, February 15th, February 16th, March 22nd, possibly March 1st now, April 27th, and more dates to be filled in between there. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to get wild, and I guarantee you, you boys are going to make a trip to a different state. The Value Wrestling is going to have to find a way, a time and a day to make a trip to a different state and get up to Nevada to bring you some classic action, because we saw our boy last night, and we always love to see our other buddy, Chupacabra. And we know he's opened the doors, he's welcomed us, and we got to get up to Nevada next year. We got to put that into the books. At some point next year, the Value Wrestling is going to Nevada. Northern Nevada.
Yeah, definitely.
Northern Nevada. I'm not talking about Las Vegas, but yeah, Northern Nevada. We're going to be there. We're going to check out everything
No. Las Vegas will happen one day. What was it? Oh my goodness! It's one of the biggest wrestling.
The Coalflower Alley Club. We will get to Vegas. We'll do Coalflower Alley Club. We'll talk about the history of the old riverboat, the old AWA being in there. We will talk the history of everything that was Las Vegas and what Las Vegas history has to do. But we're going to talk about Northern Nevada when we get up there to do a show in 2025. And it looks like we may be going into the Bay Area in 2025. It's not just going to be Northern California. It's going to be the Bay Area. We're going to blossom out. We're going to bloom out. Maybe we'll even get up north. Maybe not in 2025, but maybe we'll head up a little more north, because we know doors in Oregon that we're starting to knock on. All these connections are wonderful, and we want the connections. We want to tap on the doors. We want everybody to know we're here, and we want to help everybody else know that they're here. Whether it's Northern California, the Bay Area, Oregon, Nevada. Of course, we'd love to help anybody clear across this country to put independent wrestling back on the map and let people know that when the big shows ain't in town, there's still a lot of wrestling across this country, one way or another, that you can go check out some great independent wrestling and get entertained for a great time.
Well, I mean, we just went back-to-back weekends of sold-out houses. I mean, no empty seats, standing room only. I mean, that just shows you the love for independent wrestling that we have right now.
All right. Anyways, let's talk about professional wrestling this week. It looks like we're getting closer and closer to it all coming down as WWE moves Raw to Netflix. It's going to be a great thing. Just one or two more Raws before it pops up on there. And it's going to be awesome to see. We saw the big special on Raw, or on YouTube and Peacock and everywhere, where they talked about the Raw to Netflix. Some big matches being set up for that first big match, or that first big show. So it's going to be special. And I mean, it's going to be great. And of course, on the other end of that, Smackdown starting in 2025 will be 3 hours. We still don't have a true set in place if Raw will be 3 hours, but we do know officially that Smackdown going into 2025 will be 3 hours. So there is your story, ladies and gentlemen. Lots of stuff. Smackdown going 3 hours. We're going to wait and see Raw. I haven't seen anything official. A lot of rumors and speculation, but yes, Smackdown will be definitely 3 hours.
Oh yeah, SmackDown at 3 hours. I mean, that's solid. Raw, if it sticks to 2 hours, that's solid, and especially if you pay for the premium where you get no ads, it's even better, because that 2 hours will fly by if they stay 2 hours. But SmackDown possibly going 3, I'm not against it.
Speaking of wrestling, let's talk about AEW, as Tony Khan was seen at Collision when he came out and announced that Rampage is stepping aside and it is temporarily on pause. Rampage is going away for the foreseeable future. The final episode set to air on December 27th. After it made its debut on August 13th, 2021. It's going to be something special, but it is going to be the very last Rampage for the time being, at least through Tony Khan, making sure that everybody knows it's a temporary pause.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, obviously they could do without it, but I mean, temporary pause. I mean, we'll have to see, wait and see at this point. I mean, they just did that huge show from the Hammerstein Ballroom, which is great. That's a great venue in its own. But, I think it was, I want to say it was Marty Skrull that shared his time at the Hammerstein, which is a great venue. That's when he made his debut, his re-debut with New Japan, becoming the returning member of Bullet Club. That's when they kicked Adam Cole out of Bullet Club.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that was pretty cool. I mean, I got to talk to him face to face with that moment, and he gave me like a 45-minute just rundown of how he felt, what he did. I wish we were running this podcast when I met him, because that was an incredible conversation that would be love to be seen.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how that all comes together.
I mean, are we going to talk about the? I know you're going to talk about the even bigger moment happened, right? At least just a little bit.
What?
Ricochet. What happened to Ricochet?
I'm not worried about Ricochet. I could care less.
TP.
Anyways, Ricochet takes to Twitter after his last match and says, just like that, I'm headed home to England. I want to take this opportunity to thank everyone at AEW's crew, production, hairstylists, trainers, doctors, coaches, everyone that works hard behind the curtains to make everyone tick over. To all the coaches that lend their expertise to assist all of us. To all the wrestlers, men, women, or however you identify, I cannot express what an honor it is to be able to be on the same team as you all. We truly have the most talented roster in all of wrestling. It makes me proud. It makes me feel proud to be part of the company, knowing we are all pushing in the same direction. He thanks the fans in DC and New York. You guys give me so much life, and the fact you've opened your doors and let me in and let me call AEW my home gives me my heart. Sets my heart on forever. I genuinely love your support and cannot tell you enough how grateful I am for all of this. And lastly, thank you so much to Tony Khan for your kindness. It is something that we all love about you. You've changed so many people's lives. Without you, we all wouldn't be able to feed our families and provide comfort for them. Well, Ospreay headed back to England for who knows how long, and saying that AEW has the best roster in all of wrestling.
They have a roster. I mean, not to discredit any of them, technically, but I mean, what else are you supposed to say for a man that's signing the checks?
Yes. Solid stuff there. We'll have to see what happens with, Will Ospreay in the future, and when he will be back. AEW Dynamite set to have a Miracle on 34th Street match on December 25th. Yes, Dynamite will still be airing on Christmas Day. So when you're done wrapping all your presents and get done, you can unwrap an AEW show. And of course, Saturday the 28th, this coming Saturday, at World's End, big pay-per-view. We will be here to give you a review after that's all said and done on Saturday night. I know
Except no one set their TVs on fire.
I know, Mr. Everybody's going to get new TVs, so it'll be okay. And if they did set their TVs on fire, they can come watch us as we talk about it all for them.
What were you gonna say? Because Mr. Z's excited for World's End. Is that what you were gonna say?
Exactly. I'm glad you said it.
No excitement. Gotta be.
Big news. Tony Khan got the biggest present for Christmas that he could remember. Tony Khan received a gift that's sure to stand out in his collection. During AEW's Collision taping, Santa Claus appeared with Tony Khan to give him his own copy on DVD, not Blu-ray, of the 1994 sci-fi action film Time Cop.
Was it Santa or Lucha Santa that delivered
It was
this?
Santa. There's no Lucha Santa in AEW.
Oh, not yet.
If that happens, then we need to make sure Lucha Santa has managers and security with him. Make sure he's well protected, since people like to steal presents from him and then steal his hat and use it while they floss. Last night, Lucha Santa being used and abused on several different occasions by some of the talent at Ugly Dojo.
Or candy cane stolen. That's another one. He lost a lot
Well,
of
he
candy
got
canes.
them back. He got them thrown back at him, so I don't know. Some people seem to take them, some people seem to throw them back. So we'll see. People are asking what's going on. Netflix will be the home of the extensive video collection of Monday Night Raws, so you can definitely watch that.
Good.
And Netflix has confirmed that those who are unable to watch the live stream of WWE Raw episodes will be available immediately after the live broadcast. This will give fans the ability to instant replay it. So that'll be good to see. And I believe Raw is going to air on the East Coast time. So it'll be 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 o'clock East Coast time. If I understand everything correctly, we'll just have to wait and see how that all comes together.
Thank you.
So not a lot of big stuff in the world.
Makes our night easier. That's all.
Not a lot of big stuff in the world of professional wrestling. Next year is going to be a big deal. And that's going to be the big thing coming forward. So we're just going to have to wait and see. But this week, we're just preparing. We're going to get AEW World's End. World's End is going to be the big pay-per-view, the end of the wrestling season. The end of the Continental Classic is going to take place at World's End, I believe. I don't know if they have the finals done. They should. Well, no, because they still have one more Dynamite before that. That's this Wednesday's Dynamite. Adam Cole and MJF finally entered in their feud that started at last year's World's End. John Moxley going to defend the title in a 4-way. That should definitely be something interesting. He will have to take on Orange Cassidy. Yeah. He's going to have to take on why is it not?
I got it right.
Orange Cassidy, Hangman Adam Page, and Jay White. MJF versus Adam Cole, Mariah May defending the AEW Women's World Title in a Tijuana street fight against Thunder Rosa. Take a shit. Going to take on Powerhouse Hobbs for the AEW International Championship. Mercedes Moné versus Chris Statlander for the TBS title. Chris Statlander becoming the big show of AEW, taking more flips back and forth, babyface heel. And it's kind of crazy to think last year at this time, MJF was kind of a heel, but became babyface of Adam Cole. Adam Cole turned on MJF, so he's a babyface that got turned on by Adam Cole. But in the middle of all this, because Adam Cole was still out with injury, MJF turned heel, so Adam Cole's the babyface, even though Adam Cole turned on MJF. And if you want to hear the greatest punchline, MJF got Adam Cole saying that, it's sad to hear that he can't get his teeth cleaned because the dentist isn't seeing him anymore. And it looks like the Continental Classic champion. The Continental Classic Championship match is going to be 3 matches as the semifinals of the current champion Okada will take on Ricochet, and Kyle Fletcher will take on Will Ospreay. And Okada, how is he going back to? I'm confused. I'm just confused. We'll see. Anyways, Okada, Ricochet, Kyle Fletcher, or Will Ospreay will all be battling out for the Continental Championship. Nobody cares. We will give you a review of it. We'll break it down. Be here to watch all of that.
I don't even know where to begin at this point. I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 matches. That's not including what'll be happening on their free for all, so to speak, and anything else that happens between now and Saturday.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see everything that's going down. It's a confusing card. Hopefully by the time we get there, we can break it down. Of course, we will be here Tuesday night with your Monday Night Raw review. Wednesday will be the New Japan Rebound podcast. Thursdays will be the the Independent Wrestling Community podcast right here on the channel. Friday we'll be back with your Smackdown review and wrap up on Saturday with World's End pay-per-view details. And then we're back at it on Sunday, but next Sunday will be your yearly roundup where we talk about everything in the year of professional wrestling, top to bottom, good to bad, and everything in between. It's going to be a fun time next Sunday. But for right now, let's talk about what's going on with New Japan. Mr. Z, give them a taste, a sample of what they can expect on Wednesday when it comes to the the New Japan Pro Wrestling Rebound podcast. What's going on?
Well, let's see here first, folks, because we are gearing up for Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dynasty. I am going to pretty much just run you down both cards that are coming up, talk about what, who's who as far as what matches are going to be taking place, because on the 4th we have Wrestle Kingdom of January, and on the 5th we have AEW, CMLL, and New Japan World Wrestle Dynasty. First, right out of the gate, Wrestle Kingdom. Some of the biggest matches that are going to take place that night. We're going to get a Zack Sabre Jr. defending against the shooter Shota Umino for the IWGP Heavyweight title. The AEW International title, never open weight title match, title for title, folks. We got Shingo Takagi and Konosuke Takeshita, or Take Shit, as Big Time was saying. And then one of my favorite matches I'm looking forward to personally, will he get this title back? The New Japan World TV title. 3-way dance, Ren Narita as your champion, Jeff Cobb and Ryoe. Those are going to be the solid matches from Wrestle Kingdom. And then the following day, folks, we know you can't wait for this, but we have Wrestle Dynasty. Some of the matches that are going to be on the card, Kenny Omega making his re-debut into New Japan, taking on Gabe Kidd, Claudio Castagnoli against Shota Umino, Ricochet and ZSJ, and a match that I personally am looking forward to, because why not? David Finlay, the Rebel, the leader of Bullet Club, and Brody King. I mean, it's a stacked card, folks. I'm just hoping it delivers.
Yeah, no, New Japan is going to be interesting, and the beginning of the year is going to be hot. Wrestle Dynasty, Wrestle Kingdom, so much going on. The return of Kenny Omega, big title matches. It's going to be awesome. Can't wait to see what we get in New Japan in January, and January is going to be awesome on so many different levels. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen,
really quick, one more match. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, Dustin and Sammy Guevara just had a Texas Bull Rope match at this last Ring of Honor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, folks, they're going to do it again, but only this time they're going to take on House of Torture's Show and Yoshinobu Kinemiro in another Texas bull rope match. Is House of Torture ready for it? I kind of hope so.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. We're going to have to wait and see. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, last night, Ugly Dojo, what an event. What a good time. Like I said, we got some video footage. We didn't get it all put together. Some of it we got to go back and edit and clean up a little bit. But what I've done is gone ahead and gave you 3 hours of wrestling in less than 15 minutes. Let's watch this video in super high speed. I hope you enjoy it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was 14 minutes, 13 minutes, 15 minutes of wrestling action from last night's Ugly Dojo. That was like everything we had. We got to break it down and make it look pretty, but I thought I'd put it all together in the quickest, fastest content just to give you guys a flavor, because there was some great matches, some great content that went down last night. The young new talent making their debut at the Ugly Dojo show. Some great stuff. Big Ugly himself in action. We saw the All Day Crew in action against Storn and Dorian. And so much Lou Devereaux was in action. And so many other great matches. Cairo was in action. And of course, the big fun match that we had, El Chupacabra, Illumide, Drake Frost, and of course the main event, Sherza versus Jason Xavier for the Big Ugly, or the Ugly Dojo Championship, the Heavyweight Championship. And Sherza retaining that title only for his next competitor, the man waiting in the wings, Illumide, to step in and kind of put Sherza's night of celebration to an end.
Yeah, no, the whole card up and down was just great. A lot of great matches we had the privilege of calling. Just unbelievable. Like I said, the young talent that made their debut have a bright future. That is for sure.
Yes. It was a solid night. The stars and tomorrow, the stars, the big name stars. It's going to be something awesome, something excellent. And from Sunday to Saturday, I mean, there was just so much great action. SPW's Hustle Holiday was a great show. To Sunday's Ugly Dojo show, our first Ugly Dojo show, our first of many. We hope to get back with them. I think they said February we'll see another show with the Ugly Dojo, so that'll be a fun time. February looking busy. Lots of noise happening there. We got to get some fine pinning names, some fine pin dates. We know February 16th is SPW. We know Stockton Con is the 15th and the 16th of February. Their shows, Ugly Dojo is supposedly having a show. We've heard other names, other companies having shows that we hopefully get to be a part of. January is going to be hot. It's busy, busy, busy. And we might have to get down to Fresno for a Lucha Extreme event, too.
Ugly Dojo, you are very welcome. You are very welcome.
Well, I think that
thank you for allowing us to be there.
I think it's more thank you from us for allowing us to be there and have this opportunity. What a fun time. What a great time.
Well, and not to add, I did add a new shout out that will probably be up on the Rebound this week, which wasn't bad. I believe I sent it to you to edit through. So
yeah, I'll have to
gotta make
get that all put together and get it straightened out so you can have that. It's going to be a fun time. Wrestling this week's been great. Can't wait to see this week and everything that's going to come together. And of course, go check out the channel. The newest Choppy video is up on the channel. And we do have another one that's in the works that I have to put some pieces together with another name that joined that list over the last few days. So that's going to be fun. But we'll be back Tuesday with your Monday Night Raw review podcast. We'll break down everything going on Monday night. Wednesdays, we'll hopefully have the New Japan Rebound podcast up. Thursdays, we'll be back with the IWCP. If you're independent booker, wrestler in the anywhere, Gas Mask, shout out to Baba Yaga.
Hey. We don't call him out. We just leave that alone. John Wick could stay somewhere else.
Whatever floats your boat. Anyways, also go check out the Facebook group. We have put up the call-out challenges for the Choppy. Several names, 13 names, have so far made the list for 2025 and the Choppy World Tour. One name on that list, I believe, is just a phone call away. I think there's one man that can make a phone call.
No.
And when he comes back from Japan to the States, you know.
I knew you were going to go there.
Yes.
Because he's in the room.
Yes.
You're going to have to say something.
Of course.
Well, that's not the only man he can call. There are a couple.
He can call several of the big names over there. I mean, I'm sure he can get the hookup. I mean, and you know, your son's calling for this one. Your son was more than tickled last night, little Tony, seeing you get shot by the Big Ugly himself. But I know his dream chop is J.R. Kratos. And then your daughter, of course, wants you to call out Sean Spears. And of course, if you got chopped by Big Ugly, I think the next step would be Titus Alexander.
Yes.
So we may need to lean out for that favor. And hell, January might be a great chop. I mean, now that Big Ugly has set that bar of the choppy, what does that mean if Timothy Thatcher shows up? Well, I mean, he is going to show up. Timothy Thatcher and Jordan Oasis booked for the January 19th show with SPW Loyalty. You think Thatcher could step up and chop? And so many other names.
That is an across the pond chop. That man has seen more tours over there than anybody. Oh.
You know what? I think the 14th name that should go on that list, we're forgetting one of the great legends. Maybe we should get William Regal to chop you.
Oh, see, then no, then I'm not worthy enough to be chopped by Sir William Regal. Okay, not happening.
Hey, you know what?
I'm not worthy.
We're gonna pop Tony with J.R. Kratos. You want to pop your daughter with Sean Spears. We can't leave out and get the big pop of Mrs. Z, who does a lot behind the scenes for this channel, who helps us out. And of course, this allows us to borrow you to go out to all these events and shows and run all over the place, doing crazy stuff that we never thought we were going to do. But I mean, for her, I guess we got to hunt down and we got to call loud and proud. And we'll have to call in every favor we got because somebody's got to get us a hookup with Eddie Kingston so you can get chopped by him.
Yeah, that would make her day. All that built up frustration and just years of putting up with me, it loaded up in one chop from Eddie, or a machine gun chop.
There you go. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back Tuesday with your Raw review podcast. We'll rate down everything that goes down on Monday Night Raw, and then we'll shoot through another week. And the next Sunday, of course, will be our end of the year, where we're going to talk about everything for the end of the year. We thank you for being here. We thank you for participating. We hope you have a wonderful night. We're going to have some videos up. The SPW Hostile Holiday, we still got some more things to refine, and hopefully we'll get that up on the channel, or up on the SPW's YouTube channel, and hopefully we'll get some of the Ugly Dojo matches put together, a little fixaroo, and get them up on the channel here so you guys can get those matches, not in 15 minutes of 3 hours of wrestling, but we thought it was fun. But we'll get some of those matches up for you guys to watch in full length, in full detail. But until the next one, Mr. Z, tell them good night.
Good night, folks. See you on Tuesday.